Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I'm going to start off with the first Sephora order that I placed. There's a few other items that I got eyes on, so I'll probably place one more before the sale is up, but I completely ran out of my Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist. It's a 2.53 fluid ounce bottle. I've been using this for a very long time, and I mentioned this a lot with the Peach and Lily glass veil mist. I use that one a lot as well. This one's just a little bit more hydrating, and my skin has been needing that a little bit more recently, so I've been using this one a lot more than the Peach and Lily. However, I do use that one a lot as well. It's just a little bit of a lighter mist in comparison, but between the two mists, both of them actually hydrate the skin. There are a lot of like setting mists that just sit on top of it that don't actually like feel like they're like hydrating your skin. You still have that tight feeling. These are the two that I have found that actually hydrate my face and take away that tight feeling. So anyway, products I've been using for a really long time. So this is my empty bottle that'll go in my empties, and then here's the box packaging, and then the one that I just got, and it's a bi-phase formula, so you do want to shake it up before you use it. And the mister on this is one of the finest, nicest spray mists, and you just squeeze it like this. It's not like an aerosol or anything like that, but anyway, love this product. Ran out of it, grabbed another one. I also got 3 of the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powders in the shade Cupcake. I placed the right shade color this time, which twice in the past I ordered the wrong color. I obviously wasn't paying attention. But this is the new packaging, which I think I've showed you guys when I bought the ube birthday cake. But this is what the new packaging looks like, and this is one of my absolute favorite setting powders that I have ever tried. I've been through so many of these powders, and I've also used some other shades as well, but it's a 0.71 ounce 20 gram jar. It's so light on the skin, and I like to set my skin really strong, if you will, because that's going to make my makeup last all day, but it's also going to set the SPF products that I have on my face, both foundation and sunscreen underneath, from moving, so it stays longer throughout the day. So I do use a lot of powder, if you will, because I like a strong set. I also like a really thin, fine powder, and this never looks cakey on me. I do have like thinner kind of foundation products. I don't like a heavier foundation type product either. Anyway, I got 3 of these. I stocked up on them. And again, that's the shade Cupcake. It's my favorite one. It's got like the peach pink undertone to it. For what it's worth, I'll swatch the old packaging version of that. For what it's worth. I don't have this powder on my skin today. I actually have a new one from YSL. I got the All Hours Hyper Blur Multi-Use Loose Powder in Translucent. So this is the box packaging. And on the Sephora website, it says that there's 4.1 ounces or 121.5 mils, which is milliliters for a powder is kind of a weird thing to put on there, but it said 4.1 ounces, and I was like, that has to be a mistake. So I wanted to try the powder, and curiosity got me on the amount of product that you're getting. There's definitely not that much product in here. There's quite a bit less, especially for the $65 price tag. So 0.35 ounces or 10 grams of product, which is more along your standard lines of the amount of product in a loose powder. So the Huda comes with over twice as much powder in here. And let me grab the packaging before I get ahead of myself here. It does come with a little kind of velour puff inside of the packaging, and then the packaging is nice. And this is actually the powder that I have on my face today to set, and I do think it has a really pretty finish. The translucent version gives a little bit of a lighter feel on my skin compared to the Huda Beauty, and I do prefer the Huda Beauty over this. And then also I do notice after a few hours of wearing it, my skin feels just a little bit tight, so it may be just a little bit on the drying side, not like super drying or anything like that. I have tried powders that were much more drying than this one, but in comparison to the Huda, there's just a little bit of a tightness factor to it. This is what the packaging looks like. I do like that there isn't like a stopper thing in the lid, because I use the lid to kind of evenly coat my brush when I put it on. But let me give you a swatch. Very, very finely milled, silky smooth to the touch feeling powder. But you can see right there, there's the Huda up there, that it does have that like whiter almost kind of cast to it, and I do look lighter complected when I use this powder in comparison again to the Huda. And maybe because the claims are all hours, it's supposed to be making your makeup last longer, I don't notice a difference in terms of longevity with my makeup in comparison to the Huda, but maybe that's why it slightly gives a tighter feeling, because it is trying to make your makeup last longer. But I just think that you're not getting a lot of product in here for the price tag. Now, had it been 4.1 ounces, like it says on the Sephora website, then it would be worth $65, I think. But there's 0.35 ounces, and this is made in Korea, actually. So again, that's the YSL All Hours Hyper Blur. Again, I do have it on my face today, and the finish is really, really pretty. But there are my thoughts on that guy. I also bought another shade of the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Concealer. I had hauled the shade Cream. Was it last week? The time is just getting away from me. It was like either last week or the week before that. But this is a really nice full coverage concealer, but I have a few thoughts. So the cream shade, and I kind of thought it was the powder that I was setting. I was using the Ulta Beauty one that I had talked about with the pink undertone to it. And I thought maybe that was like deepening it up. And then when I edited that video, I really noticed that there was a slight bit of oxidation, and I was like, oh, the concealer is oxidating, it's not the powder. So I got another lighter shade, which is a new shade in the range because they recently extended their shade range, and I got Stone 1.3. So that's the concealer that I have on today. Now, I really like this concealer for a full coverage. I have really watery eyes, right? So just a little bit of water aspect that gets on there, and because of that full coverage, it can move the product a little bit. So I have to be kind of strategic when I use the concealer, both setting it, blending it out, and how much like oil products that I use around my eyes, because it can crease otherwise. And I find that less is more with this product. And when I get it just right, I just love the way that it looks. So I did go ahead and get another shade. Again, those are kind of my afterthoughts from having the first shade of it, but there's 0.2 fluid ounces or 6 mils. They also have travel versions of these. I think they're 0.04 ounces, the like smaller ones. And these are also made in Korea. So I'm going to swatch the two shades. The first one that I bought in Cream, and then also the one that I have on today in Stone 1.3. So we will do Stone first. And I just take the doe foot, and I literally, there's their powders over there. I literally put this much product on each side of my eyes. So that's 1.3, and then I'll kind of blend them out with my finger. And here is Cream, the first shade that I had gotten. So you can definitely see it's a bit darker. And it was funny because when I was editing that video, I really kind of seen, I was like, oh, that's like oxidizing. I could see it around the edges in the video. So hopefully this is helpful that I'm swatching them on camera. I'm yet to mix the two, but I think that mixing them might be like almost like my perfect shade, because I am a little bit brighter underneath the eyes, and I kind of did that on purpose because I knew that the YSL, you know, brightens my face up more, or lightens it up, if you will. You can see the oxidation on Cream right there, and not as much on the, what did I say, the 1.3 Stone shade. But they're very like medium buildable full coverage concealers. I just find that less is definitely more with them. So again, there's the packaging. But those are the Vanish concealers right there from Hourglass in 1.3 and Cream. Stone and Cream right there. I also got one of the new Sephora brand colorful blush glazes. Sephora, the collection, in-house collection, is 30% off when they do the sales. And I originally had like 4 of these in my like cart, and I was like, just get one, see if you like the formula, right? And I'm glad I just got one, because I'm not crazy. I'm not like super crazy about the formula. 3.5 grams, 0.12 ounces of product in here, and this one is made, where are you made? Made in China is what it says on the packaging. So the biggest thing for me with this is the formulation is thicker, and it's got a lot of binder in it. Which makes it look a little heavier on the skin, and also a little bit harder to pick up on a brush. The shade that I got is 01 Pink Sunset. It's not like terrible or anything like that, but like with some of the blushes that are coming out now, with that airy, light, pigmented, blendable feel to it, this one's just a little bit more of years past kind of formulation, in my opinion. It's got a really pretty shine to it and stuff like that. But yeah, like even like if I look up close on my skin, it just looks thick, right? And it's because of that thicker like formula that's in there with the binders. I should look to see, like maybe they put too much silicones or something in here. I can't get the little sticker off to see. Can't get the sticker like to separate to see the kind of ingredients in it, but it just, again, it's just a thicker formulation. Not a bad like color or finish, that's very pretty, but it does look thicker on the skin because of that. So anyway, that is the Colorful Blush Glaze in 01 Pink Sunset right there. I also got 2 more of the Ciele blushes, the SPF 50 ones. I had hauled one of these a few weeks back. I love these blushes. Out of all the liquid blushes that I have been purchasing recently, this here is one of my favorites, and it's got the SPF, which is just like an added bonus. The formulation just blends out on the skin really well. It doesn't pick up like the base product that I have underneath. They're pigmented. They got the SPF 50. The colors are very pretty and vibrant. So I'm going to swatch these 2 shades along with the other one that I had hauled a few weeks back. But these have got 0.19 fluid ounces of product. Again, they're an SPF 50. You guys know how I feel about the SPF. I'm all about it. And these ones here, trying to find the made in. It's always like a little search party to find where products are made, right? Made in the USA is what it says. So before the sale is up, I'm probably going to get a few more of these, especially heading into, you know, spring, summertime. So these are the 2 shades that I got. I got Elodie in January, and I have got the shade January on my cheeks today, like that underpainting type of deal. And it's just a really beautiful pink shade. So that one right there is the shade January. And then the other one that I got is Elodie, which is a bit more peachy. So there's Elodie. I've worn both of these and I just love the way that they look on the skin. And then I'll also swatch Giselle, which is the first one that I bought, which is a deeper kind of mid-tone in comparison to the other 2. I just love the formulation of these. They're so pigmented. Blend out super nice. SPF 50. Maybe I'll just get them all. Aren't those pretty though? So January is the shade that I have got on my cheeks today. And then this is what the packaging looks like, if I didn't show that clearly enough. I just realized that I had almonds in my teeth. Hopefully you guys didn't see that. Also from Ciele, I got another shade of their bronzing stick. So I got 03 Tan. The first shade that I bought was 02 Medium, and I'll swatch both of them. But I really like the formula of this as well. And it's got an SPF of 30 in it. I found that with the 02 shade, I just had to, you know, put my first layer on and then go back in with a little bit more on the cheek. So I wanted to try a deeper shade so that I didn't have to kind of use as much product. But there's 0.25 ounces or 7 grams of product in here. And this one here is also made in the USA. So I'll swatch both shades that I currently have. I have primarily been using this 02 Medium shade before I got this one, like almost every single day. The packaging could be better. It took me a long time to like twist the product, and almost like the little gripper had to like catch something to get it to twist up. And then neither of these, when you like twist to make them go back down, want to go back down, you have to like physically push them down. So I do think that they need to work on the packaging, and the lids don't, they don't like want to stay on super secure. So I think that if I travel with them, I might find that my lids have popped off by the time I get to where I'm going. So they could definitely improve on the packaging. But 03 Tan is the shade that I have got on my face today. Again, underpainting style. I love both of the tones of these. So this one here is 02 Medium. They blend out really lovely with a sponge. So like it won't go back down, like I have to push it back down. And then 03 Tan, this is the new one that I got. And they like look really kind of deep for me right there, but blended out with a sponge over my foundation, they just blend out really nice. I just have to use more of the lighter shade, and I wanted to use less, you know? So you can kind of see that they do blend out. And I do kind of like the tone of the 03 Tan a little bit more, because it's got more of a burnt kind of look to it. But I do like both shades. I just like using the deeper one so I don't have to use so much product. I don't have to go in like twice on my cheeks, you know. So anyway, I do really like these bronzers from Ciele. Again, it's the Sculpt and Protect SPF 30 Sculpting Stick. There's O2 Medium and O3 Tan along with those blushes. I also got one of the new Dior Forever Glow Luminizers. This has got 0.21 ounces of product or 6 grams. And these guys here are made in, made in Italy. Big Gelée formulation. So I got the shade 05 Blue Strobe because it appeared to be the most interesting. The Dior website has got more shades than what Sephora has. So I actually placed an order on Dior for the white, like sparkly version, which from what I could tell had the most sparkle factor in it. So I'm excited to get that. But this is, again, is the 05 Blue Strobe shade. This is the highlighter that I've got on my highlight points on my face today. And it's got that kind of cushiony top packaging. I do like the color of this, and it's a more subtle version of something like in the Rick and Morty palette, but it's still very pretty. So if you wanted to wear a blue sparkly highlighter without being over the top, which I do like to be over the top, I think that you would really like this. The formulation, again, is a baked gelée. It does have a pretty strong fragrance to it, but I don't find that it lingers on the skin. So once you get it on, it's not like I smell it throughout the day or anything like that. But it's not too blue. It's just like the perfect amount of a blue hue. Sometimes like blue highlighters can just be a little bit too much blue, but this one I think is just right. And it works out really great with the eyeshadow and liner and stuff that I have on as well. So it's really pretty. I'm excited to get the white sparkly one as well. And I was kind of eyeballing the pink one because it looked like it would be a pretty like luminous blush, you know. But Dior Baked Gelée highlighters used to be my absolute favorite. They've redone them a few times since then. And I really like the newer ones because there is more sparkle in them. So again, that is the 04 Blue Strobe. But don't expect like the over-the-top Rick and Morty sparkle. It's more of a sophisticated sparkle, if you will. So that's that guy right there. Again, it's got that kind of puffy, quilted packaging to it. I also got one of the Violette FR. I think that might stand for France. I'm not 100% sure. I remember reading an article about the creator of this brand a while back, but I don't remember the specifics. But it's a newer brand to Sephora. It's this one right here. And I originally had a whole bunch of these in my cart, and then I read some reviews, and I was like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't like go all in and get like 5 shades of them. So I just got the one to try out, and I really like it for an eyeliner. The product is the Matte Liquid Eyeshadow Plus Liner, 2.79 grams or 0.1 ounces of product. And this one here is made in the USA. The shade that I got is Ciel de Nuit, which is a really deep navy blue. It's such a pretty color. And I liken these to something like the Menagerie liquid lipsticks, although the Menagerie is a little bit more fluid and maybe not as budge proof as this one. I've been using the Menagerie liquid lipsticks as liner for a really long time. These ones are more long wearing, but I still find that they're quite fluid and easy to work with a brush. So how I use them is I just pull the doe foot out, and then I grab a liner brush and I just pick the product up off the doe foot, and then I line my eyes with it. So this is the liner that I've actually got on my upper lid as winged liner today, and I love the shade. I find it really easy to work with too. Maybe not all of the shades are the same. I don't know for sure, but this particular shade is very, very nice. I find it, again, easy to work with. Let me show you the packaging really quick. Kind of has a little bit of Hermes vibes there. That's what that kind of reminds me of, but nicely pigmented. I like it. So there is a Merlot kind of wine shade that I want to get as well, and then the deep like rich brown shade without the sparkle is sold out, and I was like, dang it, because that was one that was in my cart that I took out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the like Merlot burgundy shade as well, because I do like this shade as winged liner, and it's very long wearing, so it's good for my watery eyes. So now I can wear colored liquid upper liner outside in the elements and let my eyes water away and not have to worry about it smudging. I really love cake liners too, but they're not ones that I trust to go outside if my eyes are really having like a watery day, you know. This right here, I'm comfortable to go outside with all of the allergies going on right now. So anyway, that is the Violette FR U Paint Matte Liquid Eyeshadow Plus Liner in the shade Ciele de Nuit. And I haven't used it as a shadow, I just like to use it as liner. And then on to some lip products. I couldn't decide which shade to get, so I got both of the more interesting looking shades of the new Merit Signature Lip Sheer Lip Liner. These have got 0.01 ounces of product, or 0.3 grams, and these guys here are made in Italy. So this is the box packaging. The two shades that I got are Tabak and Bespoke. So this is what the packaging looks like, and then there is a sticker on the end with the kind of color indicator, although they're not like super accurate. I have got the shade Bespoke on my lips today, and these are a really like slicky gel formulation that is sheer like the description fits. And when I first got these out of the box and swatched them, I was like, I am going to despise those. And I was like, just try them, give them a chance, you know, but they're so like slicky feeling that I thought, no way, you know, like they don't have a super long wear time. And I like to really line my vermilion border with them. But oddly enough, they last pretty good throughout the day as long as you're not like wiping your lips or anything like that. And again, I've got the shade Bespoke on today actually with a lip oil, and I've had this on for roughly 3 hours, and you can see it's still on. So something that's really cool about these lip liners is they blend so seamlessly into whatever lip product that you have because of that formulation. So again, I was very pleasantly surprised because of that slicky sheer gel type of formulation. I thought I was just not gonna like these, and I do quite like them. So I find that interesting for myself. This is the shade Bespoke. It is a twist up style pencil. There's a little sharpener in the end, which I never use those. Anyway, I just kind of rotate the pencil to the more like precise edge that it's on at the moment. But here's Bespoke. Very, very creamy, very, very glidey. Again, it's got that slippy feel. I do find that a bit of that shine goes away after you put it on, which might give it a little bit more staying power. But again, this is definitely not one of those long-wearing lip products. It's almost like they're lip liners for people who don't like the look of lip liners, I think is the best way to describe it. I love the look of lip liners, and I love lip liners in general. But these, there's just something cool about them. I just like them. And I have added another shade in my cart on Sephora as well. So this next one is the shade Tabak. And from what I can kind of see online on YouTube at the moment, these seem to be the two kind of most popular shades. But this color is very unique in my opinion. There's almost like a yellow undertone to it. I don't really have anything similar to that in my collection. So you've got these really pretty kind of neutral, different undertone lip liners that will work with such a ton of products, and you can really see the sheerness of them. They almost remind me of a Givenchy lip pencil. I know it's around here somewhere unless it dried out and I tossed it, but it was black, like the end of it looked black, but when you swatched it, it had like this sheer black and gray brown look to it, which was really cool. That's kind of what these remind me of, and you can see as they've been sitting on my hand for a minute that a little bit of that jelly aspect is kind of going away. And I'll leave those there while I swatch the next lip product too, and then I'll swipe them so you guys can kind of see the movement that they have after being on, you know, skin for a few minutes. But yeah, I thought I really was not gonna like these. When I swatched them, I was like, oh, that's gonna be terrible, and I really like them. So the lip product that I have on with the Bespoke shade of the Merit lip liner, now that I think about it, I tried a sample of the Merit blush years ago before I was really into the cream blush thing, and a lot of people love those cream blushes. But other than that, I think that those lip liners are the first, I think they're the first Merit product that I've ever purchased. With the Bespoke lip liner, I've got the Fenty Beauty Gloss Balm Oil on with it. So this is a luminizing lip oil and gloss, 9 milliliters, 0.3 fluid ounces of product. And this guy is made in Italy. So the shade that I got was Miss Jellyfish, of course. And again, I just lined my lips with the Bespoke lip liner, and then I put on this guy right here. How could I not get that. And it looks like this in the picture online as well. So I was super happy when I pulled it out of the box and it looks just like it does online, because this is so beautiful. This is just beautiful to me to look at. But there's blue, purple, pink, lavender sparkles in it. It feels super, super nice on the lips. So as much as I've been talking, you know, so far for the video, I don't have any like accumulation of product on the inner rim of my lips either. This doesn't have the Gloss Bomb scent to it. It's a little bit different. It's still kind of a sweeter scent and it's pleasant, but these don't taste or anything like that either. I'll just put a little more on. It's so pretty. Obviously, because it's a gloss oil, it's not going to come off, you know, as like purpley as it looks in the tube or whatever, but oh darn it, I got some on the applicator. It's fine. We're fine. Everything is fine. Let me swatch it here. It's so pretty. And I have this other lip product that I wanted to swatch with it because I love this shade of the Gloss Bomb Stick and Icy Amethyst as well. Just because they have like the similar kind of little vibe going on. I just wanted to swatch the two together for you guys. I've worn so much of this lip product, the Icy Amethyst. Just beautiful. Both of these are beautiful products from Fenty, but that's the new oil Gloss Bomb. Wait, let me see the exact title of it. Gloss Bomb Oil Luminizing Lip Oil and Gloss in the shade Miss Jellyfish. So that is the lip combo that I have on my lips today. Them two on the top. And then here we'll give you a swipe of those liners so you can see, you know, if you swipe, they're gonna move, which I don't really do that throughout the day, but if you happen to get your hair in there or something and go like this, they're gonna, you know, they're gonna smudge or smear. And lastly, from this Sephora order, I got the new Pat McGrath Labs Mothership Petal Morphosis eyeshadow palette. 0.7 ounces of product or 20 grams, and this guy is made in Italy. So I was so excited when I seen that the brand was coming out with another Mothership palette. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Pat McGrath is the creative behind the Toucom Louis Vuitton beauty range, I think. So maybe that's what she's been busy doing. But I do love the Mothership palettes, but there's a lot of them in between, you know, releases and stuff that have very similar shades. So I was really excited to see a different looking color story from the brand. And I gotta say, this is one of my favorite Pat McGrath Mothership palettes that I have gotten. I really, really like it. This is the card with the shade names that comes in there. I often cut these so that they fit in the mirror in the palette because it's just, I don't like to keep the boxes because it's an inconvenience to take my palette out. Like when I'm getting ready in the morning, I just want to grab it and let go or whatever. But I'll cut the shade names down and I glue them to the mirror in there. Not glue, I take like a little piece of tape on the back and like push it in there just so that I don't lose the shade names. But I still feel strongly about the fact that they should just be printed on the back of the actual palette and like no card at all, you know? And this is the eyeshadow palette that I've got on my eyes today. And I have worn every single shade in here. I've loved every single combination that I have done. There are a few shades in here that are very, you know, Pat McGrath shades. Like these first three shades. And then kind of this bottom one, except for there's a bit of sparkle in that one. But there's just something about the tealy, greeny blues in here that works so well with the purple, burgundy, peach shades. I just love, again, every look that has come out of here. Nothing very super unique about like some of the shades. They're not like indie special, you know what I mean, but they're still very, very beautiful. A little bit more toned down version of something that I would get out of an Adept Cosmetics palette. And the matte shades in here are just delightful. There aren't any baked jelly sparkly shades in here, or what, you know, are deemed the special shades that Pat McGrath does, which are, again, they're baked gelée with a lot of sparkle in there. They're all pressed into a pan, but these shades have really beautiful sparkle to them. And then these guys. And I go directly over a tacky base with those sparkly shades, which is what I do with every palette, because I do have the drier eyelids, so I use the Tacky CoverGirl and Olay foundation. And then these last two, I've got this shade and this shade on my lid today. And that Dior highlighter, this palette, that lip combo that I have on, and then that Violette FR liner, like, it's such a pretty cohesive color story look. And it's just funny because all the products and the shades that I picked all work together, you know? So again, this is what I've got on my eyes today, and it's one of my favorite Pat McGrath palettes that she's come out with. I really, really love the color story of it. I love all the looks that I've gotten out of it. Shades are pigmented, they blend really well. So that is the new Mothership Petalmorphosis eyeshadow palette. Did I mention made in Italy? 20 grams of product, 0.7 ounces. You're getting quite a bit of product in there. So, and that is everything that I got from that Sephora order. I did get in one PR package, and this one is from Colourpop. I was really excited to get this because you guys know I'm into the cream thing. So they came out with new liquid blushes with pearl in them. So they've got some like sparkle or shimmer to them. And these are available right now as well. So there are 6 shades, and I'll go ahead and swatch all 6 shades. I don't have any of the cream version to kind of compare with, but these ones are, again, the newer ones with the pearl in them. So these have got 8.4 grams or 0.3 ounces of product, so you're getting a nice amount of product in there. And Colourpop products are made in the USA, so it says infused with hyaluronic acid, polyglutamic acid, sea moss, and niacinamide. Long-lasting, hydrating liquid blush that's super blendable and buildable for a natural flush. And they do have a very hydrating feel to them. However, there is a decent amount of oil in them. So because of that oil in them, you do have to, at least I do, I have to be a little bit strategic about how I pounce them on my skin, because they will kind of pick up a little bit of my base because of that oil factor to them. This first one is the shade City Walk, and I really like their little cute packaging. It's got a soft matte feel to it with the heart on the top that you can twist. So I'll swatch them all going down, and then I'll blend them out with my finger. So that one is City Walk. And then this next one is I Love It, which is such a beautiful warm baby pink color. I was so stoked to get these, again, because I'm all into the cream thing now. So that one is I Love It. And then we have got the shade Sweet Treat, which has got a little bit of a purple undertone to it. So this one is Sweet Treat. And then we've got the shade Perfect Peach, which is a really pretty peach, slight coral in my opinion. So that one is Perfect Peach. And then we have Princess Ave, which is a mid-tone pink. So that one is Princess Ave. And then the last one is the shade Wine and Dine. Right there. So that one is Wine and Dine. And then let me kind of blend them out on the back of my hand here, so you can see the colors. They definitely have that, you know, serum skincare feel to them to the touch, you know. Really pretty colors. And then these guys. So those are the new Colourpop liquid blushes with pearl. And a huge thank you to Colourpop for sending these guys over as well. And that is everything that I have for the haul today. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.